Ladies and gentlemen, I am the War Boss Squee, once again playing Pillars of Eternity, and we are in Durgan's Battery, in the White March, specifically in Galvino's cabin, and more specifically in the basement of Galvino's cabin, where he has a bunch of nasty, nasty things. None of which seem to like us all that much, to be honest. Let's see, can I rest in here? I can. Let's do that. And I actually should be recording some Fallout New Vegas right now. I want to record some Fallout New Vegas. But, honest to God, I was having so much fun with this, I just couldn't stand to stop playing. What was Galvino into? Something nasty, I would imagine. Yeah, a bunch of swords, binding copper, and Audra. Always nice. Now, did we check what was on the shelf last time? We did not! Subject roster. This paper contains a loose list of apparent personages separated by dates. Badge, some smuggler, murderer, nice hair, idiot who tried to knife me. Under the list is a note in a different hand. Diverse devil, just give me numbers. What the hell is going on down here? Oh, and my idiots got paid. It cost me almost 1,000, which is money well spent. Unfortunately, not money well spent in actually fighting off the claims to my estate. Oh, hello. Hey, get out of there. I was about to say I'd be very, very unhappy if that got triggered. Hello? I don't have a key to let you out. So we'll have to find one. You know, people said, seriously? That barely did any damage. Potion of infused with vital essence. Plus 50 max endurance, plus 50 max health. Nice. Alright, so everybody kept saying that Galvino was some sort of eccentric who lived around the battery, but I'm starting to think we're straight on mad scientist here. I have to be cautious because obviously there are traps goddamn everywhere. Oh, shit. There's a lot of those things. So, first of all, we're going to switch you back to that. Exposed vulnerabilities is definitely the spell of the hour here. As well as, what is this, blessing? Do that. Yeah, it needs to stop using Barbaric Blow first and starts needing to go into Frenzy for sure. What the hell are they doing? This is odd behavior. They just can't seem to sit still. Well, in either case, I mean, they're going down. Which is what ping. Unstable contract, self-destruct. Oh, that's just nasty. Alright, let's get some more magic on this. I think we're not going to be able to put him to sleep. But, let's do this. There. Oh, well done. Alright, we're going to switch you to your rapier again. Go get him. Alright, let's try out this Torrent of Flame spell. It sounds like fun. He's doing pretty well, I'd say. Let's go. Yeah, Alof is definitely holding his own here. Let's do that. Oh, he's not going to keep it up forever, but that's fine.
Let's go. Dead on. Let's go.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a mage knight or something like that. He does okay. He was completely unsupported. I think he did just fine, honestly. But we're gonna keep you like we like you. Good lord. What a friggin' mess. I am not happy with these things at all.
Sure.
Hello. How can I talk to that? A faint, reedy voice singing tunelessly. I'm honestly afraid to mess with anything until I know what it does. Tufts of hair are still stuck to the metal slots of his helmet. You spy dark smudges along the edges of the manacles. What was Galvino up to? Sparks crawl over the wires and plates of this machine, illuminating the innards with each burst of light. Oh, somebody was very naughty. Right here. Subject, Balasir. She has outdone herself with this one, Balasir, a common robber with some natural talent for cipher abilities. It has gone to his head. The Bazo believes he is the next Antonio. In any case, the world will be well rid of him. Still, he has yielded promising results. His mind is almost perfectly intact. Might even have been able to determine whether there is some merit in his delusion about his soul lineage. But I made the foolish mistake of leaving the man's pistol on my work table. His essence is bound to the weapon rather than the body I undertook to build for him. Even bodiless, this fool seeks to trouble me. I am sealed into one of the tanks. I will have to proof the machines against the free-roaming experiments while I think of a solution. Until then, I suppose I must endure the company while I work. Yeah, definitely a mad scientist. What is this to do? Lever seems to be locked in place. There's another one over here. Wow. That wasn't very nice. That even less so. Wow. I am free.
I am free. Galvino, I will eat your heart, old man.
No, you won't. You're dead meat.
Let's go.
Ah, well,
Let's go.
He was dead meat. There we go. Not even gonna bother with this guy.
Damn.
Come on, hit him. Thank you. Wow, you actually managed to draw. Ah, she was too close, I guess. Huh. Got a little bit of soul essence for that. Ah, Fellstroke. Pistol. Reduces damage reduction. It's fine. Time Siphon. It's stealthy. Grants ambushing passive. Plus 25 damage. Okay. That's plus 2 stealth. That might actually be good on Adair if I didn't already set up the way I liked it. Huh. Interesting, interesting, interesting. What do you have? Frostbite. Ah, not super worried about that. You're usually in the back anyway. Does anyone want to see if that's a trap? Apparently not. Burning flesh construct.
That's it.
And a bunch of unstables. Oh, they're just walking grenades, aren't they? Yeah, well, they're not very impressive grenades.
Let's go.
Ah, guess I forgot to collect her when I picked up everybody else. Shame on me.
Mm-hmm.
Many odd things are happening here. Yeah, everybody needs... That really needs to fucking stop. So glad I put damage reduction on everybody. Alright. I need to start remembering to be cautious. This man loves his traps and he loves his weird science, so... Oh, I'm surprised that door didn't explode in my face, to be honest. Man, this guy doesn't have a basement, he's got a friggin' dungeon under here. Oh, dear Christ. That's just one of them.
can't get a good shot with...
It's fine, it's fine. What madness is possessing this place? Another note. Crumpled experimental notes. This crumpled piece of parchment was found jammed into the faceplate of a construct. My efforts to instill even a child's intelligence in these creations have all failed. Most cannot hold a quill, much less set thoughts to paper. I believe for some time that Subject 63 might have had this breakthrough in his lessons. I discovered that it had simply been repeating my words without comprehension. These were not enlightened characters while they wore their original skins. Perhaps their essence lacks a fundamental capacity for learning. I have put them to the test in more martial arts, but here too they falter without the benefit of true sentience. The devil, of course, delights in mocking them, like the boasting of besting children in combat. If I only had my old machines. Okay, so the devil of Caroc's around here somewhere. So, 63 subjects. Jesus. Seems a bit excessive. I presume this is... No? It's quite a setup back here. This platter has gotten completely untouched, leaving the tantalizing meal to the flies. Some grain. I'll gladly take some more camping supplies. Experimental notes and a key. This hastily written entry is dotted with blots of ink. I refuse to continue wasting my time with these stitchwork grotesqueries. What work is spent in granting the rotting corpse the feeblest spark of life is later tripled in repairs. Truly they come apart at the seams. The sight of them in the corridors has come to disgust me. They hold nothing of the subject's vitality, intelligence, coordination. Only a brute obedience. Flesh is too gentle to grasp upon the essence, that much is clear. Little wonder that the fools at Brackenbury were willing to pawn these sorry specimens off so cheaply. Machicho, the stench. Alright, so he's a Valian. But where is he? That's a big boy. That a big boy. Everybody get in there, please. Let's see, what shall I use? I think a good fireball is called for here.
That's it. Let's go.
He is a big boy. Oh, I think this will be fine. Skeletons were not the answer here, boys. Come on, put him down.
Let's go.
Now skeletons are the answer.
Damn it. Damn it.
Until they explode. Cheeky buggers.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's more like it.
Let's go.
Get him before he blows up, please.
That's it.
What's he immune to? Oh, he's immune to Aloth's mind control scepter. I was gonna say that had me concerned for a second. All right, good news that he didn't blow up on us this time. Okay.
Sure.
Take a look in the bucket. Money. Wine. Spirits. And white yennefer. +1 constitution for 5 minutes. +3 damage reduction for 2 minutes. Should probably make use of this stuff as well. Actually, no, my guys are pretty banged up. Let's take it. Can't camp with enemies. What enemies? Oh. Yeah, that would probably make sense.
Let's go. Let's go.
How many of them are there?
That's it.
Oh, not that many.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's see. I think we need to get some healing going here. There we go. Don't too often find a need for healing spells, but when you do, you do.
Let's go.
This hulking contraption hums with power. Approaching with a few feet sets a particular buzzing in your teeth. Now we can rest. And rest we shall. Adair in particular is getting particularly beaten to hell. Ooh, potions of major regeneration, always nice to have. Ah, fuck me. And we triggered a trap. Are you freaking kidding me?
Let's go.
Can't get a good shot with this.
You know, focus on the unstable contract before it blows up. Huh. A dare bit it? Seriously? So that trap must have taken a lot more out of it than I thought it would.
Sure.
Well, we just rested, so you're going to have to suck up there, princess. This mannequin's head has been all but seared away by some unknown spell that was warped and pitted through.
That's not nice. All done.
We got Boots of Evasion. Bonus to reflex. Interesting. And I wonder, will those stack with what I already have? I don't think they will. Okay, unless deflection, and we're talking about his reflex save. Which is still pretty damn good. It's a 78. Yeah, he doesn't need that ring anymore either because his bracers supersede it. I need to remember that. Let's see. Plus resolve. Grants dominate twice per rest. Probably never use that. Meanwhile, I have other people that might be able to use the ring. For example, if he wants to get into combat, that might not be too bad for him. You have boots of constitution. I like those better. You have boots of speed. You don't have any boots. There. Dodge fireballs, my boy. Okay, Rite of Ancient Legend and some lockpicks. Money and another note. This card note reads, Matisho, 3 weeks of hard work gone and a fully articulated frame with them. These crude materials are more stable than expected, though no less expensive. I'll try a slower process. More electricity, perhaps. Along the bottom of the page, a scrawled addendum reads, Too much electricity will require more subjects. Ah, boy. This is unexpectedly both humorous and terrifying, all at the same time.
Poison.
How long you guys poisoned for? I don't even see the poison listed here. Alright, you're fine, you're fine. Barely even notice. Wait, have we been here already? Oh, yeah, okay. It's pretty cool. At least we know we can run around in this area without too much trouble. And now we have a key for this door, which is probably where the devil is.
That's not nice.
Huh.
That's not nice.
That doesn't actually work. Okay. I was convinced it would, actually. And more than a little bit disappointed that it didn't. Oh, I guess I forgot to loot your sorry little corpse. Not that it's worth anything to me. Okay, so we've come full circle. We haven't found the devil that was mentioned in the pages, and we have not yet found Galvino. I'd like to have a word with Galvino. Because sure, the people that he was using for experiments might have been scum of the earth, but they're still people. I don't think he has the right to do that to them. Remember, frenzy first. Then get in.
I can't get a good shot with this.
What the hell? Oh, Dare's been knocked down. That is so bizarre.
Just like in a
Well, that hurt a lot.
to go down fast.
I got the freeze.
Wow. These guys do love exploding. It's okay. Still gonna kick your shit in. This means we're gonna have to recover a little bit faster than I expected to.
Let's go.
Alright. Down you go, big guy. Come on. There we go. Wow. These things suck. Oh, for a minute there, I thought that was Aloth's rapier. I was like, wait a minute. He's not dead, though. He's just hurt. Scared the crap out of me for a second. Why don't you?
Hey.
Alright, everybody back together.
Sure.
Let's use up some of these supplies. Jesus God. Oh. In no way, shape, or form was that good. Alright. Cell key. That's what we need. And an exceptional dagger. Okay. Alright, so this is now everything. So let's hustle on back to this location. And you have to let the young lady out of her cage. Where the hell is Galvino is my first question. And what is taking you guys so long? We've killed everything. We've tripped all the damn traps. There we go. Took you long enough. Broken construct. Ha! Your money or your life. A tinny voice rises from within the chest of this headless machine. From time to time, a burst of sparks accompanies the rattling of its innards. Raise your hands. Get a little lost, did we? There's a toll on these roads. 500 copper, you'll have a new set of nostrils to breathe out of. Oh my god, it's like the Black Knight from Monty Python's Holy Grail. What are you gonna do? Kick me? For starters, you regret your jest once you're down in the mud. That's odd. I swear I had my knife. I've always been very good at knives. Voice takes on the edge of panic. Where are my hands? I don't. Where am I? What is happening? There's a sudden harsh metallic squeal and the construct pulses with fierce light as it lurches towards you. So I guess this is now happening. Well, that was only funny for a second. Alright, so there is no intelligent life anywhere in this area. The testing grounds, his little abode, the workroom, the laboratory, nothing. There's no one and nothing of use. Why? Why have I been trapezing through here, burning resources for nothing? Don't get me wrong. The gear's nice, but I don't really need it. I have so many questions. And this is the entire house. I have no idea what the hell's going on. Alright, so I just checked and it said, I can't find Galvino in his hut. Maybe it's worth looking around. I'm assuming it's a he. Alright, I double checked. He's got to be in here somewhere. We're just not seeing it. So let's go back to the... looks like there might... I don't know, on the map it looks like there might be an area that I missed. Very possible. I mean, I'm not the most observant person on the planet from day to day. Yeah. There is something here. There's a tunnel on the other side of this. Now the question arises of how do I open it? Can I attack that? No. Unfortunately, the what I saw online was less useful and more, it's just they're in there somewhere. So where, oh where, could this little devil be? I'm just going to take another look around. And we need them to get into Durgan's batteries, so they've got to be in here somewhere. And hey, sorry I broke all your toys, but, well, they were trying to break me, so... well, them's the breaks. Okay, nothing here. Oh. There's a door. Amazing that. Son of a bitch. Galvino, an elderly man, hunches over a cluttered desk on the back of the workshop. His flesh is pulled tightly around thin, fragile-looking bones, except on his neck where it hangs in loose wattles. He turns to you after a scowl already chiseled on his lined face.
Back again? I told you.
He hesitates, squinting at you from behind smudged and dusty spectacles.
Of course, a fresh fool to replace the last fools. What brings you stomping through my workshop, eh?
Got questions about Durgan's battery and the White Forge.
Straight to business, no nonsense. We appreciate that, don't we?
Turns the bronze golem over her shoulder.
Anything for a breather from your endless yammering.
The voice echoes from within the golem. Hi, I've got a fancy for this one already.
Hear that, Timora? Another who would tolerate your barbs and insults.
Wait, say nothing.
But you come seeking the White Forge, like they all do. Boys with smooth cheeks and wild dreams. Girls with bright ribbons tied next to their scabbards.
Oh, he's a cynical little prick, isn't he?
Old men and women, too, seeking a final blaze of glory before they're snuffed out for another turn at the wheel. Sound familiar?
It's a lot of bitterness. Maybe I should ask you the same thing.
Save your breath. I have this conversation with every pig-headed swashbuckler those Postenagos and stalwarts send here. Go see Galvino, they say. Surely he'll help you.
Now, you've been turning them all into flesh zombies, so probably not.
Must have slipped their minds what a busy and important fellow you are.
In the silence that follows, the temperature in the room seems to drop. Galvino glares at her.
They should have let them stone you. Would have silenced your endless rattling forever.
Then you'd have naught but those frostbitten inbreds for company.
I guess this is what it's like if Aloth and Ilzamir were two separate people. Come now, I saw nothing like either of them. Ah, pathetic old fool. I knew you couldn't tell me anything useful.
Caloste!
Ha-ha!
Shall I spell out the reason you are doomed to failure? Happily so.
Yeah, I went after his pride.
The villagers and their adventurers hammer and pry at the battery as if they were laying siege to some moldering lord's keep. But those stones were laid by some of the finest builders ever to have lived. Disciples of Abidan in the truest sense. They will not fall by the whims of any kith. And the door itself, it is infused with living essence.
That's why the dwarves disappeared. They got locked out of their own fortress.
Shoulder, I speak into seriousness.
He shakes his head, but amusement tugs at the corner of his eyes.
The Pargrunen of Durgan's battery perished within their own keep, victims of a violent disagreement among their own commandants. Surely in the village you have heard stories, no? Disappearing caravans, tracks in the snow, screams from the high towers.
Well, go on. I like this story so far.
The work of spirits still trapped in the battery, and a testament to those impenetrable walls.
Nice.
But the door of the keep, the one the Pargrunen filled with essence, it was made to listen, to recognize its masters.
I sense a catch.
Traditional Optapo cultures revolved around language. Words revealed who they were and where they were from.
So again, it's Tolkien speak, friend, and enter. An interesting tradition. I can start introducing everyone in verse.
That is why you need a Cantek.
And what's a cantic?
Some liken it to a poem, others to an anthem. In reality, it is more than either.
Oh my god, get to the point where before I murder you.
A Cantek is a statement of purpose, a declaration of identity. Each is unique to its stronghold.
Ha! Seal your door with a key of words, and any liar can talk his way through. There's nothing but built of words that won't break when the slightest stress is applied.
Thus, to enter a fortress like Durgan's battery, you would stand at the gate and recite its Cantek.
Very well. Where would I learn this cantic?
To learn the Cantek, you must speak with one of the dwarves of Durgan's battery. A shame they are all dead, no? But no doubt their souls live on in one or two of the villagers of Stalwart. Like fine wine poured into a cheap pot.
This guy is a major asshole.
But to identify them, that is the first problem. You would need the skills of an animancer.
I'm a watcher. The golem swivels its head sharply towards you. Her face a mask, and the glass eyes behind it betray no emotions, but it seems that she's watching you carefully.
A watcher? Diverus? If this is true, then you could find a sole descendant from Durgan's battery, no question. But the greater difficulty remains. You would have to learn the Cantek from the dormant soul. And to do that, you would have to awaken it.
This awakening would be permanent, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes. Whoever you awaken will live with the memories and the personality of a past life. Maybe peacefully, maybe not. That is why you must pay attention to the soul you would awaken, no?
Yeah. This guy's got a real knack for understatement.
It is a monumental thing to impose on another, but these are the very people who wish to rediscover the White Forge, Verus.
And how would I do that?
An awakening is merely the jolting of a dormant soul into consciousness. When such things happen normally, it is because something has reminded the subject of a past life, often violently so.
He smacks his workbench with surprising vigor. Aloth flinches.
Thus, to awaken one of the former dwarves of Durgan's battery, you will need to address that soul, preferably by name. But show some care. When you examine these souls, whatever it is you watchers do, you may see images, memories. These are moments of special import. What you see will tell you much about the person, and perhaps the condition in which they awaken. Awaken them from a traumatic memory, and who knows? Maybe they awaken thirsty for blood. Or maybe you awaken someone else.
Squee, you mustn't do this. It condemn another to a fate like Mayor Wald's.
Here. This has been tuned to the Aeon of Durgan's battery. Use it near the villagers, and it should tell you if one has a soul old enough to have come from the battery.
Gain an item, Galvino's Resonance Amplifier. Okay, thank you for your help.
You have much work ahead of you, as do I.
I'm going with him.
Oh, really? The girl looks between her neck, turning on its oiled joint.
You? Go to Stalwart? Is this your macabre sense of humor, or has something gone to rust in that beautiful head I crafted?
No one will bother me while I'm with him. Besides, I can help him find people in Stalwart.
I don't trust her.
You haven't been to Stalwart in 13 years. And this Watcher sees souls. What help could you be? Besides, I have need of you here. You owe whatever remains of your wicked life to me.
Huh. What's the story between you two?
This charming specimen is a convicted murderer. The Devil of Caroc, she's called.
Mighty fine of you to start with my good qualities, and you wonder why we don't get more visitors.
Killed over a dozen people before they finally caught up to her in Stalwart. Perfect company for lonely camps and mountain passes, no?
Hey, I know how to start a campfire.
The only reason she's not a frozen corpse is because I convinced the old mayor to let me try an experiment.
You put a person's soul in a metal body? He leans back, raising his hands.
Into a work of art! Look at this! Craftsmanship worthy of a jeweler. Fully articulated joints, capable of grasping a pen and writing her own name.
And of crushing your throat.
She snatches her hand away.
Show me another smith anywhere in the Deerwood who is capable of such delicacy and precision. She is a masterpiece.
You're afraid she'll murder you?
She may be mad, but she's no fool. She wouldn't survive long on her own. If the villagers didn't send a hunting party after her, the Eremans would claim her. Her joints and mechanisms require maintenance, and she cannot perform all of it herself.
See, he's reminding me, in case I get any bright ideas.
Take it your experiment didn't go over so well with the rest of the village.
Ah, here we go.
They were going to stone her anyway. Why not allow her to be put to some useful purpose?
My life's ambition, to serve somebody's useful purpose.
I approached Mayor Sinehiod and begged. He saw the potential and allowed me the privilege of attempting my little experiment. Then, I accomplished what few animancers have even dreamed of. No academic support, no patron. Just me in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, now you got him all wound up.
I like her.
I transferred a fully intact soul from a living subject to a fabricated body. She retained her personalities, her memories, all of it. Yet the villagers saw only a stolen corpse.
Why is she called the Devil of Caroc?
She committed her first crime in the village of Caroc. Burned a family alive in their home.
Do they deserve it?
Did the same thing in half a dozen other villages, but the name stuck.
Why did you build her?
Why build a fortress, or a village, or anything? To make something that keeps, that... It was the early days of the Legacy. My peers in the colleges of Animancy were filling the Hollowborn with the souls of animals.
You're right. By comparison, this sounds perfectly sane.
I thought there was a better way.
Well, congratulations. You now have made an indestructible killing machine. A Terminator, if you would.
One with a Plum Academy job back in Salona. Don't forget that part.
That's all I need to know.
She's a fine specimen. Her personality notwithstanding.
I'd like her to travel with me.
Quay? No. You don't know what you ask. This woman, the Devil of Caroc, she was a notorious murderer. Burned people alive all over the region.
I don't care.
Besides, she works for me. After all, I am the one who preserved her.
I'll pay you.
She's a valuable assistant, and one I've worked hard to create. I must seek payment for her services. I'm sure you understand.
Yeah, whatever.
Fine price for a blacksmith striker. Suppose I should be flattered.
And there you have it. A bargain.
Alright. Sagani,
Farewell.
time for you to go. And Devil of Caroc, welcome to the team.
A moment. You are going back to Stalwart, yes? Perhaps you could do me a favor.
Tell me about this favor.
There is a man in the village named Grind, the head fisherman. The rest of Stalwart kisses his feet because he fills their stinking blades with speckleback. But I know he's not as virtuous as he seems.
What exactly do you want me to do to him?
Humiliate him, of course. Show his neighbors what he truly is. and let him live with the disgrace. He's always been a Ripple sponge addict. Just got good at hiding it once his sainted sister died and left him in charge of the fishery. But he keeps a stash in the fishery, sneaks in at night when the others have gone home, and emerges sluggish and red-eyed a few hours later. I want you to expose him. Go to the fishery after dark when it's empty. Find his Ripple sponge and show it to Renengild.
Seems like you have a history.
That self-righteous meddler engineered my eviction from the village. He turned them all against me.
Well, you are insane.
Now I want him to feel the scorn of those mush-brained imbeciles.
I see.
Do not answer me now. But when you return to that festering eyesore and smell the stink of fish that hangs in the air, consider what I've said. Besides, you appreciate a good joke, don't you? De Verus, this will be a great one. But be sure to approach the fishery by night, when it's empty. They will give you no end of trouble if they see you stealing during the day.
Alright, I've had enough of you. Good God, that guy talks a lot. Alright. She's amazing looking. Reminds me of like Hippolyta or Athenia or something like that. Like a Greek statue of a goddess brought to life. That's pretty impressive. Alright, so exit, because I don't know the first damn thing about you, so let's take a look at what you are before we try to level you up. Also, what happened here. Alright, got a new quest in here, and that's going to House Guard. Alright. Now then. Devil of Caroc is a rogue. Okay. Decent might score, decent perception, no dex to speak of, mechanics and stealth. The machine immune to dominate, sick and confused, unconscious, charmed, +1 constitution, +1 might, immune to disease, poison effects, can't use food, drinks, or drugs. Blinding strike. Living machine, which is all the stuff we just rattled off. Second wind, sneak attack, +50 melee damage, +50 range damage. Okay, use when the target is blinded, flanked, hobbled, paralyzed, or petrified, prone, stuck, stunned, or weakened, as well as when any target is struck within 2 seconds of combat starting. Oh, very nice. Okay, so that gives us an idea of what you do. Let's see what you use to do it with. Devil of Caroc body, damage reduction 8, warrior speed 40. That's not super impressive, to be completely honest. But we certainly can make it fine for very little. There you go. And we can do this stuff as well, and we can do proofing, but I don't know if we need to. She's got a fine spear. Now, if I take that off, does she look different? Body cannot be unequipped. Does that mean I can't give her other armor? That is correct. Okay. At this point, we're just looking at weapons. Now, she has a spear, but that does not mean that she has to use one. Because she's a rogue, so we have daggers and stilettos that are very well made. And I think I've got a unique dagger or two in here. Unique stiletto. I'll grab that. It's a stick. It's a pistol. Pistols are two-handed for stupid reasons. Crying out for terror. There's a flail. Great sword. We have an exceptional dagger here. And we have an exceptional rapier as well. Somewhere. Oh. That'd be on page 2. Croc's brand is a wand. Okay. There's the exceptional rapier. Okay. So I think we're going to go 2-weapon fighting here. Can I give you a helmet? I can, but ugh, Jesus, why would I want to? Okay, so let's go with exceptional rapier over the spear and the stiletto. And let's see what we got here. Okay, so armor's out of the question. That's fine. Alright, that's a ring of changing hearts. What's that do? No. Okay, major spellbind, and there's that. +2 perception, +5 reflex, and a healing bonus. Let's go with the spell defense bonus. You're going to be on the front line, so I think we're going to lift a ring off of somebody else here. No. Should have taken it off of Sagani before I kicked her off. Damn it. Okay, so there's that. There's that. I don't think we have any boots or belts that we can spare. Alright, so she's a rogue. So that tells us something useful here. So obviously we're going to want to max out stealth. Okay, let's see. Backstab. Dramatically increases damage done from stealth or invisibility. The rogue may use melee or ranged weapons, but must be within 2 meters of the target. Let's grab Backstab. She can be our... And she gets 2 abilities. Oh, there we go. Just the one. Okay, we're going to grab... Yeah, she'll be better at this than Adair. Let's just go with the stealth. We're going to give you athletics because you're going to need a second wind bonus at some point. See, crippling strike, reckless assault, escape, or dirty fighting. Ooh, I like that. Okay, let's put in some more athletics. Okay, so vicious fighting. Modifies plus and hits. Oh. I don't know. Oh, maybe it's an additional +10? I don't know. But we're going to look at offense we want. 2 weapon style. Let's see, finishing blow. Twice per rest. We'll say this is a great ability. Deep wounds is another passive. We're going to take this. Any attack that misses her because of the deflection bonus, she will automatically get a full attack back. I have this on Adair as my fighter rogue in Deadfire, and it's fucking vicious as hell. Okay. Let's see. Dagger and rapier. Ruffian gets the stiletto. Let's see. Defensive, we're going to crank up her deflection, I think. Which one is it? There we go, snake's reflexes. Alright, 8 and 5. Persistent distraction. The flow is contributed to a flank deflection on a target. The victim is also distracted. It's not bad. Coordinated positioning. One quick move, the rogue instantly switches position with one nearby target, canceling engagement if it is in effect automatic when targeting an ally, otherwise must hit versus an enemy's reflex. That's not too bad. Adept evasion. That's even better. The next ability we're going to be giving her is going to be... where is it? Shadowing Beyond. User invisible, immune to engagement, and target will break engagements. Ooh, hello. Yes, we'll definitely take that. And one more level. Just going to save those skill points for now. We want finishing blow. There we go. think that should do it. Let's take a look at her stats now. Alright, 49 deflection, which is not huge. Concentration of 90. Damage reduction of 13. I think we can handle that. Okay, now, this results in a change of formation. There we go. Now, do you mind if I take your shit? Yes, he does. Okay, leave it alone. Well, that took for friggin' ever to find. Goddamn. I realized it was going to be that difficult to find her. I might have looked in the frickin' wiki earlier. But we have a rogue, finally, which is super useful. Yeah, petrified. That can start wearing off right now, thank you. Thank you. I just heard something laughing. What the hell? Huh? It doesn't say. So I guess we're going to head back to Stalwart's Village at this point, which is fine with me. Now, as far as Galvino's little prank on his friend is concerned, I don't think we're going to be doing that, only because, well, Galvino's kind of a nasty little piece of work, and I would have chased him out of town as well. So let's go to Stalwart Village and just see what we can see. You sense the presence of one of the other pieces of Gadrin's horn nearby. Somewhere in Stalwart Village. I had forgotten all about that. Shame on me. Let's see. Huh. How about that? Let's ask this guy. Messla's Sisterhood of the Slake Skull is dead. Kind of ironic, isn't it? Trying to kill people for broth, and in the end, that's what. Oh, never mind. Just take the bounty. Ooh, 3,000 for her. Okay, let's talk to Rayfold.
Figured you'd be out of here in a flash after the fighting died down. Most people don't stick around after they figure out the ogres are making regular visits.
Well, I mean, they're not anymore because I killed them all.
I would have helped fight them monsters off, you know, if I didn't think I'd just get in the way. And with you there to handle things, everything turned out well enough, didn't it? Don't see why Havrick's still sour at me.
Read his soul. The snowy path peels away and the brisk air gives way to an acrid sense of smoke. A dark cloud builds up from the remnants of a burning house at the far edge of a rocky field. Low to the ground, held in place, and above you the wind tugs embers back and forth like firebugs.
Not so brave now, are you?
Huh.
You got the look of someone with his teeth around a secret.
Huh.
Glad I'm not the only one who knows not to trust your kind, Watcher. You do well not to trust hers.
What? Did I spill something on myself?
No, you're just a loser. That's fair. Some people are. Let's go talk to that lady we rescued. She's still around. There's nobody here, actually. I thought that person had a name. I could be wrong. Alright, let's try in here, maybe. Alright, so this is where we can turn in another quest. As soon as I find the guy. There he is.
Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you?
Read his soul. Ah. He's got a pressure plate in the floor, huh?
You alright? I won't serve you if you're already drunk, you know.
Like a
With
room?
Baragon's clan gone, I've made a few improvements. You'll rest easier, I'm sure.
Okay. Plus 2 dex, plus 2 might. Ooh, I like this one. Dex, might, and constitution. Dex, might, constitution, and resolve. Oof, I'll take that. I don't need it, but I just want the bonuses. Damn. Okay. I haven't run anybody I can ask about anything yet.
You look like you've been in the wilds. See my wagon out there?
Found your goods.
You've saved my hide. I can't thank you enough. But I hope you'll take this.
I know you're smuggling Sven, Farah.
Shh. Keep it down, will you? Look, you seem forthright, but I couldn't just announce my business, could I? Even you've got to understand that. I'm just trying to get out of town before some ogre or fishman or starving snow-addled hunter sticks a blade in my gut. More important, I gotta make good on my deal with the supplier. Ain't someone I'm eager to disappoint.
Alright, fair enough.
Here, as promised. Thanks again. With a little luck, I'll trade these blizzards in for a sea breeze soon enough.
No need to get griggity. That's a bard. Alright, let's try... Ah, it's our ogre-slaying friend. Have they crowned you king of Stalwart yet? My friend doesn't need to be an ass, sir. It just comes natural. What? I don't want a crown. Need a soul. Too much. Ah, I think I ran into a crucible knight at some point. Let's talk to the other guy. Oh, he was out on the oceans. I saw a giant eye, broad as a shield, gazing back at you in the depths of the ocean. Whew. Crazy. Let's try Katie?
Oh, it's you. I'm so glad you came by. I hoped I'd have the chance to thank you properly.
Oh, that's the lady we rescued.
They told me what happened. God's bless you, sir. I owe you my life. I know it was foolish of me to run in there. But this ring is all that I have of my family.
How you holding up?
Oh, I'm managing. Fenway's letting me stay with her until I'm back on my feet. Everyone's been lovely, really. It was hard seeing what's left of the house. But Rayvald says he's going to see a hut raised for me soon as they get the logs.
What's so special about this ring, anyway?
Sentiment, mostly. When he first settled here, my grandfather had a ring fashioned from the first batch of ore he excavated. It was supposed to commemorate his fresh start. He passed it on to his daughter, and my mother gave it to me in turn.
Awesome. Anybody else around here we can talk to? Not really. Go down to the basement probably, but I don't want it. I don't think I even want to know what's down there. So let's head out and try somewhere else. Alright, let's see. What else do we have in town that we can go to? Oh, and there's the entrance to the Longwash Falls over there, which we are going to go to at some point. There's home, Yandra's wagon, Temple of Andra, the fishery, Tina's house, and Erningild's house. Let's try this one, because it's the furthest one over this way. I'll talk to Tiana. Yeah, weird. Snow sounds kind of weird since I messed with the volume controls. I wonder if I should put those back. Alright, let's talk to this nice... Ah, she's a dwarf too. That's even a bonus.
Got to speak up? My hearing ain't what it was.
Read her soul. You feel her essence humming and buzzing. Another personality and a set of memories lies dormant within her soul, convulsing as fitful sleep. The contours of that dormant soul are sharp, ragged. As you reach for it, it seizes you violently. You're standing in a darkened feast hall. Sturdy tables and benches have been stacked against the door in the far end of the room. You know it won't be enough. A few dozen other dwarves from your tunneling crew wait with you, shovels and pickaxes in their shaking hands.
Sinove, please. If we go now, we can get behind the barricade. We won't do any good here.
He's right, and you hear agreement in the quiet murmur of the others, but Armswald Marm ordered you to hold your ground here. Yet, in those raising whispers, you hear the opening bars of mutiny. You'd never tolerate insubordination from your crew, and you're about to start. So you heft your pickaxe and swing it into the man's skull. He collapses, and the others fall silent. The acrid odor of urine rises from his body.
We're gonna go down fighting. Anyone who feels differently can settle it with me right now.
Your voice is hoarse from hours of shouting orders, but no one else moves. They cast their eyes down in the flickering torchlight. Something thuds against the door. The others raise their weapons, picks, shovels, and a few swords, but they don't dare flinch. Your impulse pounds at your temples. You pull back from Tenea's soul, but you feel Zenove's wrath and ferocity tugging at you still. Her essence thrashes, lashing at an unseen enemy. Zenove is powerful but dangerous too. Her fury has anchored her to old and threatening memories. You consider that there may be others you could awaken. Danae, however, seems unaware of all this, as she blinks back at you with cloudy, placid eyes. She's old, she's about to die, so if I awaken her, it's not going to trouble her for too long. Awaken Zenova, remember your battle in the feast hall. A tremor passes Danae's face, and her rumpled skin goes slack. After a racking cough, she blinks like something slowly coming to consciousness. Jesus.
That name. It carries memories of death, war, fury, the taste of blood. What do you want with it?
Her eyes have grown unusually clear. If she attacks, and I have to punch out an old lady, I don't want to hear about it from anybody. There's nothing I can do. I need to enter Durgan's battery.
What trickery is this, stranger? You think a Pargrin would so easily betray her own people?
I mean no harm, Zenov.
Lies! You'd empty our halls if Coinmaster Zoltan threw our doors any wider. Arms Warden Maroon warned us about the greed of outsiders. You'll stay out of Durgan's battery while I'm...
I know the door with the relief depicting an anvil and a crenulated wall. Sound familiar? Her eyes fly wide and she recites something in chanting rhythm. Hammers of Durgan ring loud. May the anvil's deep music resound. Walls of the battery safeguard our works from marauder and wilder alike. Abaddon's faithful travail by the forge and the fires that brighten the ore. Ooh. She takes a deep breath and her eyelids droop. Inside the old woman's body, the personalities and memories of Zenov and Tene vie for dominance. Zenov is wresting control from Tene, and you feel the old woman's personality is nearly smothered beneath Zenov's intensity. Tene fades with every passing second, but it may still be possible to pull her to the surface. Oh, Constitution 18. Thank you, Barbarian. Reach into Tene's soul and suppress Zenov's personality. Tene's soul is a battleground of memories and personalities, and reaching into it causes you physical pain. Your muscles ache with the exertion of battle, and your flesh throbs and stings from 1,000 spectral wounds. Yet you steady yourself and pull Tene to the surface, forcing Zenov's rage and violence into dormancy. When you open your eyes, you're surprised to find your flesh unmarked and no sign of the struggle, except for the woman in front of you. She lets out a great sigh, expelling the rage and trauma of her past life like so much vapor. But when she looks back up at you, her eyes are bright with new energy.
Did I nod off? My, but I had the strangest dream.
She shakes her head and dusts her hands on her trousers.
So much work to be done. Pardon me, but I'd better check on those miners. At the rate they're going, it'll be another year before they clear that blazing shaft.
Huh. I guess that revitalized her a little bit or something. Well, alright, that worked out pretty well. I want to see if I can find the other part of this helm, though. I think this is the headman's hut, or headwoman. Let's see, let's ask.
I take it you've met Galvino.
Can you tell me about the last expedition that went to Durgan's battery?
They didn't volunteer much, and I knew better than to ask. I've seen all types charging through here. Professional companies with shiny new equipment as brazen as you please, and hopeless runts with nothing but tattered leathers. But these folk, I don't know what they were after, and the way they looked at you made you feel cold all over. Wish I could tell you more.
Perhaps we'll find more in the battery itself, yes?
What's on your mind? Adir founded us back in their colonial days to supply ore to the Empire. Saw a fair bit of traffic from both sides of the White March then. But after the Deerwood claimed independence, Defiance Bay found cheaper places to get ore. Didn't have much reason to maintain our supply routes.
Tell me some of the more important places around town.
Here in the center? Let's see. The Grave's Rest is next door. Hafric can set you up with a room and a hot meal there. The fishery's just on the edge of the lake, and the Temple of Andra is next to it. No one keeps a secret like Lavda. Or so I'm told. A few folk live in this part of town, too. Seemed a lot safer before the ogres broke through the western gate. Thiersch lives next to the old mine shaft, and Tana, the old mine overseer, is next door to me.
This is still part of the Deerwood?
Officially. Though with the state the roads are in, you wouldn't guess it. What's on your mind?
Alright, so we don't
Before
need to
you
examine
go,
our soul.
Trappers haven't seen Baragon's ogres for a spell. I hear we've got you to thank for that. Whole village is resting easier. Hafric's cleaned up the rooms at the Grave's Rest, and Eaterin supply lines have finally opened up again. Thought you ought to know.
Fantastic. Still want to find another piece of this helmet, though. Alright, well, let's check out these available supplies down here. Maybe I'll get lucky and the supply person is the person who knows something about the helmet I'm looking for. That's just a villager. Where am I going? A little bit to the right here. Here we go. Oh, and this apparently is a thing. Sir Iffin's knot. Ymirian legend holds that Sir Iffin created a miraculous knot that the faithless could not untie. Daring burglary recently kidnapped the precious relics in the Smith's Hall of Immergal, where each treasure stood, a string was tied, leading back to an ornate knot in the center of the temple. The burglar had left a tantalizing clue in the form of a written prayer to Saint If, but the riddle has stumped the locals. Okay. Haravis actually figured it out. And we got Iffin's Cradle. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay. Good for him. He got some experience, not a lot, but some. We happen to possess an old helm, or a horn that looks like it's supposed to be attached to a helmet. I knew it. Iridun opens the compartment in his wagon and pulls out a cracked horn partially wrapped in cloth. One of the villagers sold me this during a previous visit. He said it came from some rare lake creature and was quite valuable. It's been dismissed as junk whenever I tried to resell it, unless you know otherwise. We should take it off your hands. I have to make a profit from my trouble. 400 pans is the price. Done. The world fades and your vision blurs. When it returns, you find yourself in the icy waters of a bay, your body numb from the cold and your lungs burning from exertion. Nearby are Ardhel and Badwin. Both are swimming madly in an effort to pass you. On the distant shore await the other members of your tribe, and with them Olara, daughter of the chieftain. It is for her hand that the three of you are competing today. Give up, Garad. Ardhel passes you, and despite your best efforts, you can't quite catch up. You look around to see where Bardwin is, and by sheer chance you catch sight of the sea serpent's head surging towards your group. As before, the world stops, the memories trail lost without your guidance. Attack the serpent. Your fatigue falls away as you turn to face the serpent. It charges you, its jaws wide, its foot-long teeth flashing in the sunlight. At the last moment, you dodge aside as its jaws snap shut. Your hair too slow, and one of the serpent's horns tears open your forearm to the bone. You grit your teeth against a sudden pain and wrap your arms around the serpent's neck before it can turn around. It thrashes and rolls wildly, trying to throw you off. You hang on for dear life, weaker with every breath as your blood drains. You do the only thing you think of and jam your fist straight into the serpent's eye, burying your arm as far as it can go. The serpent whips around in agony and your grip slips. You tremble through the air as your consciousness fades. The race! How could I have forgotten the events of that day? I remember it now, but I feel no different yet. Please, you must find the last part of my helm. Nice. Nicely done. Now, what do you actually have? Exceptional hunting bow, raiments of whale's eyes. It's not too bad. Monk outfit. Rufix watchful cloak Mark 12. Huh, that's all of a name. Tenacity and hardy. Plus 5 actually when below 50 endurance. Plus 20 defense against disease and poison attacks. That's would be good for on a dare. Gauntlets of accuracy plus accurate plus 2. So plus 5 accuracy basically. Nothing I'm really inclined to buy. Potions of barring death's door. Prevent death for 20 seconds. That could be possibly useful. I'll have to think about that stuff later. Alright, so we actually did the things that I wanted to do today. But there is still one thing left. We have the Devil of Caroc, and we need to test her in combat.
Right here.
And she has something to say.
Didn't think there was anything more than lice and hoarfrost to these folk, but you had a look back there. What do you find when you're rooting around like that?
The fabric of a soul.
Yeah? And I'll bet you could do the same to anyone in this village. Easy as looking at him.
Why do you want to know?
Mayhap I'm looking for someone. Woodcutter, by the name of Harmka.
Tell me you want to find Harmka.
So I can kill him. Wrap my fingers around his throat till he's as cold as his wretched village. He was one of them. The mob that destroyed Cold Morn. I tracked him to Stalwart years ago, but got caught before I could finish my business.
You want me to help you murder someone?
Oh, don't go all soft on me. He's had it coming. This man, Harmka, I saw him outside my house the night it burned, staring into the flames the way I seen you stare into souls. I knew it were a fool's errand trying to hunt down every man and woman that carried a torch into Cold Morn. But if I knew I got the one responsible for my kin and my hearth, I could rest easy.
What does this have to do with me?
I told you he was part of the mob. I spotted him watching my house when it burned. But when we find him, I want to know if he's the one responsible for my home, my parents, and my brothers and sister. I never thought I'd have the chance to know for sure. But you could look into his soul and find out. You being a watcher and all.
How can you be so sure about this Harkin fellow?
I took a good long look that night. Ours was a little place with a yellow door right on the edge of town. He was there. Besides, I asked around when I first got point of pride for them.
Alright, I'll do what I can.
Mighty fine of you. Mighty fine indeed. Don't know where he dallies these days, but someone in Stalwart could tell us. People from little villages, they always know.
Huh. Galvino said you murdered several people before he transferred you.
Effigy's eyes, that man loved to talk.
Tell me why you killed those people.
If it's sane and logical reasoning you're wanting, you're going to be disappointed. Ain't no sense in any of it.
I've heard parts of your story from others. I'd rather hear the rest from you.
Mayhap you've heard of Cold Morn. Was a quiet, forgettable patch of the woods. Till a pack of rabid clodhoppers set it afire.
That was the start of the purges. Dear Woodens killing their own.
What exactly happened to Cold Morn? Sudden burst of heat flares from her seams as her essence surges and boils.
A farmer on the other side of the mountains woke up one day with his head all aflame and took it for the gibbering speech of his god. And so did a few thousand of his countrymen. So when he tired of Vorlus fields and marched west, a horde of armed Hicks followed.
What do you mean?
St. Widewin and his blazing crusade celebrated his coup in Raid Saris by invading the Deerwood. Most of his forces headed north to Halgat Citadel, but a lucky few thousand ventured through the mountains. Through Cold Morn. We let him pass.
You were from Cold Morn? When I heard what happened out there after the war, I couldn't believe my ears.
Fine line between couldn't and wouldn't.
Guess you didn't have much of a choice.
Try telling a few hundred crazed Deer Woodens. We got news of the Raid Sarens coming through the mountains. Begged the Duke for help, we did. Didn't send us so much as a bare-ass novitiate. They went to towns with full coffers and lofty connections. So we let Widewin soldiers pass. Left him for the Duke to wrangle on his own terms.
What happened then?
They dealt with the Raid Sarens. Then they came for us. Was after the Godhammer made a fine grid out of Widewin, when Deerwoodens were running on rage and looking for something to burn.
Huh.
They came at dark. Hundreds of folk. Every one of them mourning someone lost in the war. Must have decided it was our duty to escort their dead back to the wheel. They didn't light their torches till they had us surrounded. Time we saw them, there was a ring of fire closing around us. I woke. Ran to the window. Whole village were a maze of flames. Couldn't see nothing for the smoke. And the screams. Most ran for the streets. Got caught by the mob. Others hid, let their houses burn down around them.
So sorry, that's terrible.
You're the only person in the Deerwood who thinks so. Me, I'm surprised the Duke didn't make our massacre a festival day.
What does that to do with your crimes?
Hunting down the men and women what took part. Thought that much was clear.
But you only killed people who attacked Cold Morn, right?
Sure. You want me to tell you straight? I found the men and women what destroyed my village, and I burned their houses down around them. Sometimes they was alone, and sometimes they wasn't.
But you couldn't have hoped to get them all.
Well, we just gotta do our best with what time the gods give us, don't we?
What exactly did you hope to accomplish?
It were a mob that destroyed our village. But it was just one man that burned my family's house. Kept hoping I'd get to him as I was working my way through the rest of those maggots. No matter now, I suppose.
You and Galvino had an unusual relationship?
Only kind to have with someone like him. Or me.
Did you ever consider murdering him?
Every day. Just kept putting it off. It's not like either of us was going anywhere.
He claimed he made you.
He'd spread butter on bread and claim he made something. Never been accused of modesty, that man. He managed to stuff my soul into this heap of bronze, true enough. Maybe that makes him a genius. Also makes him a son of a bitch.
You resent him?
No other way to feel about the man who flayed my living soul.
How long have you two known each other?
Around about 13 years. Too long, you ask me.
What exactly did you do for him? She regards you for several seconds. She shrugs.
Looked after his tools, cleaned the workshop, swung the sledgehammer. Oh, and snatched up travelers for his soul tinkering.
Those are the golems, you mean?
But don't you worry. They were all bad folk.
Thanks for telling me.
Just so you know, you got a real professional working for you.
Alright, that's enough.
Right.
Just a bunch of miners. Oh, there you go. You know, I was actually over here at one point because I got that piece of loot. Ain't that a thing? Oh, apparently security is about to attack the stronghold in a couple of days. I'm sure we'll be able to go back and handle that. In the meantime...
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on. Stealth
And
you.
what does the flame reveal?
I want to test this new friend of ours out. After we do this, of course. It's not hostile. It's only because it doesn't see us.
Right here.
Oh, halfway done right then and there.
Let's go.
Oh, that was easy enough. Come on. Got here greenstone staff, fine mail armor. What does this do? Binds with a wizard, druid, or monk. We have a druid, but he's not in the party at the moment. Aloth already has something bound to him. We don't have a monk, so... Exceptional. +8 accuracy, +30 damage. Grants nature's mark on a critical hit once per encounter. Foe area of effect, -10 deflection, -10 reflex. Not bad, actually. I'm sure we can find someone suitable for that.
Let's go.
Oh, shit. Might actually have to pay attention to this fight, maybe.
Everyone else has all.
I thought you couldn't get separate sort of thing.
Let's go.
No, she does some nasty damage.
Wizard's down.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, you're a tough one. No, you were a tough one anyway. Huh. Interesting. Well, I have to admit, I'd say she pulls her weight pretty well. Wasn't really expecting us to be fighting spirits, though. Should be told I hate fighting spirits anyway.
Nice and slow.
Hello. What have we here? A few odds and ends lie scattered in the path. They appear to be a struggle here, but the evidence is half buried beneath a thin blanket of snow. Inspect the area. An empty pack lies in the snow. It's been rent by knives or claws. Also, muddy tracks churn the ground. They're three-toed and webbed, and you count over a dozen separate pairs, all leading north. They look recent. Let's look at the essence. Your name is Igard. You've been over 20 miles from home, let alone the White March, and you've been climbing steadily higher for a week now. The air is too thin, your clothes are too light, and you barely got 3 days' worth of food with you, but you've never felt better. Only had a handful of fainting spells since you began your journey, as you've had as many in a single day before. But the dreams have been the best part. Despite the frozen rocky ground and the screeching winds, sleep has found you each night and brought you visions of majestic peaks wrapped in snow. The cold is but a sweet ache in your bones. As you hike into the wind, you feel that ache spreading with the certainty that you're getting closer to him, or her, your soul twin. A stranger whose soul mirrors your own. One of the few people in Eora who can help you understand the constant torment of a split soul, and the only person who can help you relieve it. Something approaches this shroud of snow ahead. You feel its throbbing presence like a heartbeat through linen, and you know. The vision abruptly ends. You find yourself staring at Igor's scattered belongings with his elations ebbing from your veins. Interesting. Well,
keeping an eye out.
I'm curious.
Right here.
She doesn't take a hit very well at all, unfortunately. Well, maybe I got a little bit too enthusiastic with the rogue. It's a horrible thing to do, I'm sure. Put those nice boys to sleep.
Architect worth and rock! I shall deal with this one. That's it!
Oh, I think these guys are going to be well handled.
Let's go. Roll architect.
Let's see what we got here. Haven't looked at most of these spells anyway. Revive the Fallen. Hello. Yes, absolutely do that. Come on. Do that, please. Thank you.
Let's go.
There, that's better. Why am I losing money to bandits? This is nonsense. Well, that fight went horrible. But we learned something new. You peer into the pool. The water is perfectly clear, but you don't see anything of note. Well, you know, since we're here, might as well grab ourselves a pearl. I should go for him first.
Let's go. Let's go.
Gotcha. You guys all go to sleep.
That's it. Leave it to me.
And the devil's down again. Crying out loud, seriously? Oh, so is the barbarian. Shit. Squeeze down. I did not realize that. Oh, I think we'll be okay.
Doesn't wake up.
Oh, we've got problems here.
Just like here's a lesson.
Come on, shoot him.
Attend to the priest. Your tale ends here.
We might actually lose this fight. I'm pretty sure we're going to lose this fight. Oh, we lost that fight. Oh, that's okay. That is absolutely okay. Well, we're going to call it apart here. I just want to test out the combat. We'll pay a little bit more attention next time. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I have been the War Boss Squee. And I will see you all next time. Peace.